Hi everyone out there. I'm here today to speak about Professor Janet here, the professor from Harvard University that she mentioned during the seminar in New York in 2017. During the seminar, she said that Buddha did not speak Pali. That's why we are here today, especially I would like to express my opinion regarding what she said during the seminar. Let's begin with a little history about the Pali language during the Buddha period. So during the Buddha period, there were two main powerful states in continent. The continent was called Jambu Dvipa. That two states are Makata and Kosala, where the people spoke Makata and using a Makata as a main language. And that's why it's called Makata Phasa or the Makatika Phasa actually, which means a language of Makata, as mentioned in Buddhist commentary, that people greeted each other like Kachi Kama Nijang. It means how are you, or Akachi Po Kusalang means sir, how are you. The authority of the Makata was really spread through our continent. Therefore, the Makata was a language that spoken widely during the time. It's just like an English that being spoken in today's world. Therefore, the Buddha picked a Makata as a spoken language to teach Indian people and the word or sentence that's spoken by Buddha is so-called Pali. So let's look at the meaning of Pali itself. I'm not talking about the language, but I'm talking the word Pali. What does it mean? Why it's called Pali? According to the Buddhist commentary, the Pali is defined as number one, a spoken word or sentence that maintain the essential content. And number two, the spoken word or sentence that represent the timeless truth. And number three, the spoken sentence that are in well order, means in Pali we call it tanti or grammar in English, was really systematically described. And number four, splendor word in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. And number five, teaching word that lead a person into practice and get rid of the suffering. So these are the definition. These are bring about the definition of Pali. To clarify, the word or sentence that people spoke is called Makata, and when the Buddha spoke, called Pali, according to above mentioned definition. So the Western scholar Professor Jan Nattier from Harvard University mentioned during the seminar in 2017 that since the word Pali existed afterward, therefore the Buddha never spoke Pali, and she referred to commentary, the commentary that I refer to. The name is always, the name of anything, even though the name of the language can be changed. So the name is always changed in order to make it more or most fit to the quality or even to honor. For example, Bangkok was a first name, but now Krungthep Mahanakhon is an official name. But Bangkok is still located in the same place, same location. However, to avoid confusion, during Buddha period, there was another spoken language that is very close to Makata. It's called Makati, that was spoken amongst countrymen. The Makati does not have a grammatical system, just like when you go to Isan or south of Thailand, people speak their more local languages. A Makati was found to be spoken amongst at least 6 creeds during the Buddha period, such as uh, Purana Kassapa, yeah, the prophet, the teacher of the the teacher of the Purana Kassapa, or Ashita Keskampon, or Nikhon Natabut. These are the Greeks were using a Makati as a spoken language. However, after Buddha period, Makati was used to speak widely since the authority of the Makata state was depleted. So the Makata language was gradually disappear. And Makati later on has been developed to Hindi today. So like the Hindi is that all Indian people are speaking right now has been developed from the Makati, and now it's became an official language of India today beside English. So beside we found that the script on the Ashok pillars was mainly recorded with the Makati, and Makati is included in Prakrit, one of the oldest language. It's called Prakrit, which developed naturally by person for communication sake. The Prakrit language are subdivided into many types, but mainly are of 4 following languages. The first one is Makati Prakrit, locally spoken amongst a rural area of the southeast of India continent. Second, the Atta Makati Prakrit, used to record the teaching of Jainism. And the third one is Suraseni Prakrit, was used in Suraseni state and Mathura state, located in northwest of Indian continent. And fourth, Maharajari Prakrit, which is used in Maharashtra state, located in west of Indian continent. So all these Prakrit were risen from basically Triveda language in the same time as the Sanskrit, or one can say that a Prakrit is a Vedic Sanskrit or Indo-Aryan, which literally developed to a new language called Prakrit language. The Brahmin teacher or a scholar who want to reserve Sanskrit as a cultural heritage, he advanced it systematically and called this new Sanskrit as a classical Sanskrit, which is using today, that appear in for example Mahayana Buddhist scripture, the school of the Mahayana. However, in Buddhist commentaries, the Makata language is called as the Makata Bhasa. Bhasa means language, so they call it Makata Bhasa, or a Makatika Pasa, and nowhere else called Makati Pasa. And it also mentioned in commentary that whatever language primitive man of the world, Brahmin, man, whoever hear human language, and all Buddha speaks, that language is so-called Makati. So to avoid the confusion, Prasumankala, the author of the Palavata, the secondary commentary, used the Pali to replace Makata because Makata sound very close to Makati. So this brings about the conclusion or the summary that the first one, Makata, is replaced by Pali in order to honor the word and the sentence that the Buddha spoke as the truth that leading to the end of the suffering. So it's called Pali. And number two, for the Ashok pillar, a language is not Makata. This is confirmed because he used a Makati. And number three, Pali is not a language that originated by combining the different languages, but it was a language that used widely since Makata state is the most powerful state during the Buddha period, just like English is spoken widely today. And last one, Pali is a spoken language, not a literature language, as mentioned by Western scholar Professor Jan Natchier, since there is no evidence what language old Indian spoke or what language Buddha spoke. That means it is confirmed that the Buddha spoke Pali. Anyway, this is my own opinion, which I do not want to express against Professor Jan from Harvard University. But this is the truth that we found in many Buddhist scripture or many Buddhist handbook that confirm with the same aspect that we all have the evidence that the Buddha spoke Pali. I hope this document should be benefiting some of you who are interested in Buddhism, especially in the school of Theravada. This should be a knowledge. Moreover, if you like to continue on investigating, please inbox me for more information. Okay. Thank you very much.